Snuggled up to me.
He did.
Brayden, you gonna come join us?
Like, I don't know.
Oh.
You guys are so sweet. Dog hair.
Oh, we love dog hair. Okay, so we're celebrating our 25th birthday. Can you think of maybe one or two really funny moments over the years that have stood out to you?
Oh, yes, I can. So I used to go out probably 3 or 4 days a week, and I would take action photography of the dogs in play. So I bought a super high speed camera, really high speed professional lens, and I was very active. I was moving with the dogs and I, doing stuff. And I backed up and I backed right into the pool. And you can imagine my surprise when my feet parted the waters and I fell in the pool. It was hysterical. But I saved the camera. That was the important part. Oh, there's another one that comes to mind. So this was many years ago. It was the end of a very long day. I was exhausted and I was emptying the poop buckets, which is one of the less desirable tasks that we have to do at Top Dog. And I was tired. I didn't bother to go get the dolly to move the actual bucket. I just pulled the bag out of, and I walked towards the dumpster. I got about 20 feet from the dumpster and the bottom of the bag let loose and I had poop soup all over me. Not funny at the time. I had choice words. Now when I think about it, it's actually hysterical.
So we talked a little bit about poop buckets and some not so glamorous things. Whenever you are doing the canine care tasks of actually taking care of the dogs, what is your favorite daily task?
Well, 5 to 6 hours of adult supervised group play is like the best, and nobody does it like Top Dog. So that has always been a favorite. But I think the coolest part for me is at the end of the day when you've got a building full of happy, exhausted dogs, quiet as mice. They're resting up so that they can get up tomorrow and do it all over again. And I think, at the end of the day, we read the bedtime stories, and then I would walk around the building and just say a little prayer and say, I pray to the Lord all these little puppies' souls to keep, send angels to protect them through this night, and keep them safe through the morning light. And I would say, Auntie, sleep tight. Auntie Jean loves you, and I'll see you in the morning.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. I tell them I love them too.
That's fun.
We have some very pampered dogs that stay with us. What are some special requests or instructions that stick out to you?
Oh gosh, many, but a couple funny ones. So we had a little Yorkie, and she brought with her a full suitcase of outfits. And every day we were to put a different outfit on her to go out to play. It was hysterical.
Love it.
And we went through every outfit during her stay, and her owners were thrilled.
I love it. I'm going to have a new instruction list when my dogs come.
Another one, it's a Yorkie thing, I guess. I had a little dog named Lily who was a Yorkie, and she and her dad arrived in a stretch limousine for every vacation. Baxter, who is a Sheltie that I actually fostered and adopted out to one of my clients, would fly on a private jet from Chicago for his vacations.
Fancy.
Yeah, very fancy. And one client actually asked us if we could sit and sing songs to her dog. so that she would eat.
Nice. If I sang to my dogs, they would go on a hunger strike. So hopefully there were some good singers.
Yes.
Cute. And speaking of Pampered, curious, what do your personal dogs eat? What is their diet?
You know, I have fed a raw diet for 25 years, and I believe so strongly in it. I think you put good in, you get good out. And my dogs are healthier for it. Like it or not, dogs are wolves, and their digestive tracts have not changed. Yes, we've domesticated them, but the physiology and their digestive tracts are the same as a wolf.
Every single night. So speaking of pampered dogs again, a lot of people know that the dogs get the fresh baked biscuits for Yappy Hour. Who came up with the Yappy Hour recipe?
That's a really good question. I'm not sure that I know, although I have a history of just kind of creating recipes. Like, I don't follow the recipe in the book. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm guessing, I'm not a huge rule follower in that regard, and so I'm guessing it was probably me. But
Nice.
they're wonderful, apple cinnamon oatmeal, and the dogs love them. So.
Yeah, I love them too. I taste test them for poison,
Oh,
so
funny.
I concur.
Funny story. So years ago, when I was literally opening and closing the building every day, working 16-hour days, there was one particular day I hadn't even stopped to take something to eat, and I was starving. And I walked in back, and somebody was baking biscuits, and I went, I took one. I went, these are awesome.
They're good.
My staff walks in the door, and they're like, you're eating dog biscuits. I said, I know, they're really good.
I agree.
It's like cookies without the fat and sugar. They're awesome.
Yeah, I concur. I taste test them frequently too. How many dogs have you personally fostered and owned over the years?
I have fostered 187 in the last 25 years.
Oh my gosh.
31 of those have been what I would consider my personal dogs. My rule was, if a dog is with me 6 months and they haven't been adopted, they're never leaving.
We all know you as the Sheltie lady. If you didn't own Shelties or Collies, because I basically consider them big Shelties, what would be your next breed of choice? Close your ears, Slippery. Don't worry about this one.
Well, okay. Obviously, I love Shelties. I've had many. They are the perfect balance of beauty, wicked brilliance, attitude, sensitivity, charm. They're amazing. But if I didn't have Shelties, I do love Collies. I've also kind of had a fetish for miniature long-haired dachshunds.
Yes.
I love Salukis because they're just so quirky and cool. And I've also kind of had a thing for Samoyeds. So who knows?
Wow, quite the list.
Yes.
What you've been through a lot. What is it that motivates you?
Oh gosh. Two primary things that motivate me. One is fear. And I know people say fear is a horrible motivator. I think fear is the greatest motivator on the planet. Fear of failure, fear of disappointing someone, fear of something happening to a dog while they're on my watch. And it has always made me push to do better and better. I learned a really cool lesson from Bill Marriott when I worked with Marriott. And that's success is never final, and you continue to do better and push yourself to do better and better every day. So I think fear is a super huge motivator. I think another one is that I believe I have a God-given gift and passion for dogs, and just a patience with dogs. Top Dog is the greatest thing I have ever done, and I just think that passion has been such a great motivator for me to just keep on going through hard times, through good times, through all of it.
Love that. Very sweet. Well, you motivate me every day, so.
Oh, thank you.
You've done a lot of really great things over the years, made a lot of right decisions, but what would you say has been a significant mistake that you've made that ended up being a powerful lesson?
You know, there's been probably minor things here and there, nothing major, thank goodness. But I think the biggest mistake I have made, which has been somewhat consistent over the years, is thinking that I can please everyone, pleasing every client, pleasing every staff member, and then coming to the realization that you can't. And that's where I really came up with Top Dog's promise to the clients. And I said, you know what? Everything we do is number one, first about the dogs, and then about everything else. And that has kept us all focused on what's really important.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm sure you've seen all sorts of dog breeds. What would you say are some of the more uncommon ones that you've hosted?
Probably the most uncommon is a Eurasian, which is developed in 1960 and then recognized, I think, as a standard breed in 73. It's a cross between a Chow, a Wolf Spitz, which is more commonly known as a Keeshond, and a Samoyed. They're very interesting dogs, and they kind of have, I guess, some of the best characteristics of all three of those breeds. So they're pretty cool and very unusual.
Yeah, I think I've only seen one since I've been there. It was super cute. Can you tell me the biggest, smallest, and oldest guest that you've had?
Biggest was a 240-pound.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Mastiff. She was a little on the plump side. But yeah, big. Smallest was a 2-pound Yorkie.
Oh my gosh. Full grown.
Full grown. Oldest was a terrier mix who lived to 19 years.
Oh my gosh.
And as you know, my Rebel is 18 and a half. So we're going to try to surpass that record.
We will. We'll do it, Rebel. I have faith. We have a very strict daily operations schedule that we stick to. Has that schedule changed at all over the years?
You know, the schedule hasn't really changed. The priorities haven't changed. Yes, there are more checklists and tools and forms of communication now, but the priorities really haven't changed, and the schedule is what it's been for 25 years. We prioritize group play, what dogs need most. Tons of physical exercise, lots of fresh air, lots of mental stimulation. So 5 to 6 hours of adult supervised group play has always been the focus and always will be.
Perfect. Your building and property, you designed it from the ground up, took 10 years. It is exceptionally well designed and thoughtful and detailed. Since you've had so much time and knowing what you know now, is there anything design-wise that you would change about it?
You know, I spent 10 years developing the design and the facility. There's not a ton that I would change. I guess perhaps it's a little bit larger indoor play area for when there's bad weather. But the way it's designed is very efficient, and it's very easy to get dogs moved back and forth and where they need to be. So not really a huge difference.
Perfect. All right. Okay, so where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
I'll be here. I won't be putting in quite the hours that I have put in the last 25 years, but Top Dog is the greatest thing I've ever done. And it's way more than a career for me. It's a passion. So I'll be here. And Top Dog Foundation. It's really important to me that we provide an amazing last chapter, whatever that is, for senior dogs, or elder pups as I like to call them, and provide an answer when owners and their dogs are separated with a move to assisted living and the dog can't follow. And so finding ways to keep them connected is super important. So I'm not going anywhere.
Perfect. Your business has won lots of local awards and recognitions. What's one that particularly stands out to you?
Gosh, we've been blessed with a ton of press over the years. I think probably the coolest is the New York Times. It was a 3-page spread, front page of the business section on a Sunday, which is amazing. And from there it hit the wire, and once it does that, it goes worldwide. I was doing radio interviews in Bogota, Colombia, and the Netherlands. It was crazy. And then NBC Today Show picked it up and came out and did a segment, and it was actually voted their #2 story of the entire year in 2006, which was super cool. But beyond that, I think for me the most rewarding is, I would say probably twice a week, clients will come in to Top Dog, dropping off or picking up their dogs, and they'll peek their head into the office if I'm in there, and they'll say, "Thank you so much for building this place. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't travel." And to me, that means more than all the press in the world.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah.
I love seeing them do that.
Super cool.
How did the New York Times hear about you? Do you know?
Yes. So I got a call one day in early 2006, and the woman said, "I'd like to make a reservation." And I was taking her information, and when I got to the address part, she said New York City, and I said, "Oh, are you moving to Minnesota?" And she said, "No, I'm not moving to Minnesota. I'm vacationing in Minnesota. I'm going up to the Boundary Waters. I have 2 rescue dogs, and I have looked the entire east coast of this country, and there is not a single place I would even consider putting them." And so she said, I got on the internet and I typed in best dog boarding in the country, and immediately Top Dog Country Club popped up. And she said, she looked at the facility and she said, "This looks amazing." So she cashed in her plane ticket, loaded up her 2 dogs in her little SUV, and drove to Minnesota.
Wow.
So she gets here and she's like, "Can I have a tour?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so. You just drove from New York City." So I gave her a tour, and we got done, and she said, "This place is amazing." And she said, "You know how you see stuff on the internet and you get all excited and thinking, wow, this is cool, and then you get there and you're like, wow, this is nothing like what was pictured on the internet." She said, "Your place is way better than your internet site." And she said, "I'm a writer for the New York Times, and I'd like to do a story." And I'm like, oh my. So she went back, asked her editor. He said, "Yeah, let's do it." And they did this amazing story, and from there, like I said, it hit the wire. It went crazy. It went international. It was actually pretty amazing.
That is amazing. Well, hopefully our search engine optimization still shows us as
Yes.
best one in the country. Love that. Okay. How do you think the pet industry has changed over the last 25 years?
Wow. Well, dogs and pets in general, but dogs in particular, are family members. They are the 5th kid or the 7th kid or the 1st kid. They're no longer just a pet. And, back when I opened Top Dog, the only thing that was available was a vet clinic or an old-fashioned kennel. I wouldn't put my dog in either of those places, nor would many of my clients. I mean, think about it. Would you check yourself into a hospital for your vacation? Heck no. And nothing against vets. I love my vet. They're the greatest on earth. And when my dog needs help, I'm so grateful for them. But it's not a place for a dog to vacation. And I just think we've just elevated what it means to take care of a dog in the last 25 years so much. And Top Dog has been that little gem. It always will be. I've turned down many opportunities or inquiries to franchise. I want Top Dog to always be special and to never have that corporate feel. It will always feel like a home, not like a kennel, like the dog's second house.
Okay. So we have had 25 years of great success. What do you see being different about Top Dog 25 years from now, and what do you see being the same?
I think it'll mostly be the same. It'll be the next generation or 2 generations of dogs coming through. But our priorities are so set, and there's the Top Dog way of doing things in my mind, and then there's the wrong way of doing things. And our priorities will still be the same. It'll always be first about the dogs. We'll always do that amazing outdoor supervised group play where we actually work with dogs. We teach them good social skills. The value of what we do at Top Dog far exceeds any place out there. And Top Dog was the first facility in the country to do anything like this and just break away from the whole kennel concept and say, you know what, there's a better way to treat dogs when people travel. And we kind of, I followed followed a passion. I solved a problem of how to board dogs when people travel, and arguably changed an industry forever. And it just, people say, do you realize what you've done, what has occurred? And I don't. I just know that I love dogs, and I was meant to do this, and I'm so very blessed that I get to take my passion and follow that and do what I love every single day of my life.
Who's the biggest troublemaker of this group?
Toot, 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 toot. Slippery.
I can vouch for that.
Trouble but fun.
Very fun.
Rules the roost. Stormy, of course.
Of course.
She's the queen bee.
And Rebel is perfect.
Rebel is
He's perfect.
sweetest ever. 18 and a half. Love of my life. Did I say that?
Oh, just kidding, Stormy. Just kidding.
They're all the loves of my life.
We have determined that Rebel is older than at least one of our staff members.
And Top Dog is older than several of our staff members.
That's right. I'm barely older
That-
than Top Dog.
Oh, stop.
Barely.
That puts it all in perspective, doesn't it?
Look at you.
Brayden. He's always full of burrs. He loves to run through all the landscape, and every day I'm brushing tons of birds out of him. But it's fun, so we'll let it be.
Hey, you a good boy? Chibi. Ah!